The grand finals, Rigby versus Meme. If Rigby takes the 3 points, he will reach the brackets and start again. Here we go. Now as Ice Climbers, let's remember Ice Climbers, he hit those pretty cool combos. He knows the technique to put Nana and Popo using different movements. Instead of the same movements, he will do pretty strong punish and also combos. Now let's see pretty quickly. Meme in aggressive way taking more, making more damage against Rigby. Now in Town and City, Keke as our guest. Now Joker. Meme trying desperately to use down B, but the side B of Rigby, a pretty cool and good movement to avoid more punishments. And good punishments and good edge guards will be available against that side B though. But still, 76% and incrementing little by little. Nice little spike that Meme is doing, but it's not enough to respond in that upper to probably send Nana out. Meme trying to do his best defeat against Rigby. Nana is out, but Rigby saving his Nana though. But now Rigby over 100%. Still, he's taking the chance by taking some distance and being at the side of the stage and using the projectiles and waiting for his response and freezing him out and take the chance to take out one stock. Meme over 100%, even more than Rigby. He needs to be pretty careful, almost destroying Rigby's and Nana's shield, but not able to, almost sending him out. But Meme, good DI. Now Meme trying to push more, but that side B still with a good privilege. But nice backer, he needs to be careful, but takes a chance to respond that upper, making a little subliminal message that he is not joking at all. Rigby a little bit toxic on that little tip that he did. Still a pretty close battle, but Meme little by little making more damage. Rigby able to use different moves now instead of the same moves. Nice little chain, he couldn't footstool at Meme, but still those air attacks and smash attacks are pretty strong. He could send Meme away pretty quickly with a short percentage of damage. Almost connecting that force smash by Meme, but interrupted by that side B. Another one, very good choice, and send him away. Rigby taking that little momentum, one stock of Meme. Alright, Rigby taking some distance, waiting for the response of Joker, waiting for Meme to be close against Rigby, so Rigby could counterattack with some movement though, or freezing him out. But Rigby now using different attacks at this, instead of the same time though. Connecting that little act against Popo as Rigby to send Nana away, and he did it. But still, Rigby is very good controlling the situation as only Popo. So Meme able to hit that last hit and send him away. Pretty close match. He needs to be very careful. Meme needs to make a lot of punishments, a lot of percentage, but he's getting stuck by all those good coverage on good air attacks that Rigby is doing though. A lot of pressure that he's doing, so Meme will not use his air attacks since as Yoshi he has short attacks, so it will be almost quite impossible. And Ice Climbers, his air attacks, most likely their air attacks are more privileged than Yoshi's though, so he needs to be pretty careful. Also Rigby can manipulate those characters by using different moves instead, using the moves at the same time to both characters though. Quickly using the downer, going down pretty fast so he can be able to damage him out. Almost responded, but that awesome as really fails, connecting that spike. I don't know if it was a good decision to go against RIGBY instead to face against Nana and take her out, so it will be solo Popo. Still, RIGBY freezing out Meme, but he couldn't be able to do a follow-up. He wants to finish that last stock of Meme. Desperate, using those air attacks Meme, but it was interrupted by that side B. Avoiding with that air directional. Nice recovery by Meme, using the second jump to use the super armor. Almost connected that nair. He didn't want to use the fair, and he knew that probably he will not connect. And probably it will be pretty late since RIGBY will have time to edge guard it. Taking some distance Meme, using the parry as best so RIGBY can punish it. Nice backer and send him away out. Barely Meme takes the last stock of this first match.
Yoshi wins.
Meme almost barely taking that first round. RIGBY at the last second, he was pretty desperate by using those smash attacks for force smash attack and up smash attack. He was very desperate, which that Meme had the time to look at the strategy and using that backer to send him away, which it would possibly be for RIGBY to DI out, but he couldn't make it. Still, it's a pretty close match for Meme. The next match could RIGBY go back as Ness or keeping out as Ice Climbers. And here we go. Looks like he changed to Ness. And here we go in Final Destination now. Good advantage as RIGBY though, now as Ness. Looks pretty hard though. Trying to make RIGBY as an egg, but those big fires are interrupting his movements though. Almost connecting the last hit of that downer, but RIGBY using that parry will be able to come back with the thunder though. Nice trade by both players, but RIGBY taking a little bit of time to recover fully. Almost looking for that spike, but he couldn't connect any. Up smash, but he wasn't able to hit after destroying the egg though. But still, that backer again takes the first stock. Taking the distance Meme to not be hidden by that JoJo or any projectiles that RIGBY is desperate using it. Nice fair. RIGBY using the neutral B, avoiding Meme on that little edge guard, avoiding that JoJo. Desperate connecting those up tilts though, but he can't have any success by it. Nice back throw, but nice DI by Meme. He was pretty far away from the stage though. But that upper takes it the first stock, stabilizing the situation, not receiving any damage after losing that first stock. RIGBY giving the little momentum. Being pretty in the defense mode. The defense mode though. Use the PK Thunder. Almost connecting that upper, but now he's starting to use more projectiles than before. RIGBY getting hit by those little chains of Meme. Still not connecting that nair. RIGBY thinking now that he will be upper him, but Meme couldn't make it to punish him. Oh, and connecting that PK Thunder, interrupting with that little hit though, and taking the full power of that PK Thunder, takes the second stock of Meme. He needs to be pretty careful though. RIGBY is very good at no platforms here, so he needs to be careful to not get hit by those combos and that PK fire though. It will be I'm sure that RIGBY, he will use a lot of PK fires to make more damage, or keep pushing with that PK Thunder and trying to go against himself to use it and to take away the last stock of Meme though. Nice fair. Connecting that PK fire. Joker Meme thinking that he will roll, but he couldn't though. He couldn't read it, but that respawn of that up smash, it wasn't enough to stabilize the situation. Still 97% and incrementing little by little. It will be pretty critic for Meme if he will get thrown by Ness or even by PK Thunder. He needs to be pretty careful. Not able to punish Meme. He wants to keep the distance though. Now he has the chance to take more damage against RIGBY though, but he couldn't connect that last up tilt. Almost dodging pretty early. And connecting that PK Thunder. RIGBY stabilized the situation by 1-1. Nice choice of RIGBY to go to final destination where there are no platforms. It's a wide stage though, so he had a lot of advantage against Meme. Let's see what will be the next choice for Meme. Will be pretty hard for Meme to come back now that he is facing against Ness as RIGBY though. And here we go. Let's see, RIGBY needs to change his stage though. Here we go. Third round, pretty close match. Let's see what will be the next stage. Probably with platforms, and indeed on Pokemon Stadium 2, it could be anyone wins since the platforms are really spread away. Not so much as Kalos, but still. Will be a pretty good advantage if RIGBY will manipulate those platforms and keeping out and safe by those eggs that Meme could use it. So now, trying to use those chains of PK fairs, but now he's starting to use the pressure by those PK fires, trying to push that shield of Meme, but he couldn't connect it though. But just pushing out that shield though. Nice fairs though. The third one almost connecting that up smash, but still. RIGBY is keeping that little pressure against Meme, missing that Nair. Desperate, RIGBY using the Nair to try to prevent, to get hit by another movement by Meme, jumping out Meme. Good choice instead of just getting the defense and lowering up his shield. Using the PK Fire desperately. RIGBY using the PK Thunder. Now he has the opportunity to use more PK Thunder though, but he got lost by that neutral B. Using again, almost connecting, but Meme was able to use the air touch barely. Still, that up smash takes the first stock over 120% and incrementing little by little. Meme needs to be careful though. One throw, it will be enough, especially at this percentage of damage right now. Trying to push in a lot of his shield. Takes that with that backer though. Just remember that Ness air attacks are pretty strong and with a good amount of damage, especially with that upper, will be enough to take out the stock of his foe. Connecting those PK fires, RIGBY desperately to use the PK fire to trap him out and doing a good follow-up against him. Still, Meme trying to avoid, trying to take some distance, trying to check on the matchup of RIGBY so he can counter-attack any movement. Still, it's pretty hard because those platforms that RIGBY is going below, is being so hard to go close by Rigby and try to punish him out. Using perfectly, manipulating those platforms to use the projectiles, though Meme wasn't able to use the up smash. He thought that it wouldn't connect, though. Still, Neme keeping that pressure against Rigby, trying to connect that up smash, not missing that PK fire. Connecting that second PK fire. Let's see, he's punished. No, able to punish. Just a little more frames and it will be enough. A little more pixels. Rigby pressure him more and more with those projectiles. Connecting that last head second for that PK Thunder. Trying to grab his foe. It will be good to use the down B, but he prefers to use the force match, thinking that Rigby will just grab him. Nice response by Meme using that upper since he has a low percentage of damage, but still. It's a pretty close match to both players. Rigby, he needs to keep going below on the platform so if he wants to continue to pressure those projectiles. But now he prefers to be close and closer to him. Using the PK fires to make more damage against him. Doing those chains, almost connected that spike, but it wasn't connected as a spike. But that second, it was. Very close match, avoiding that possible grab or fair. Another one, trying to avoid again. Nice chance by Meme, knowing that it will take a little bit of time to connect the PK Thunder against Rigby. And trying to use that up smash, but still wasn't able to make more follow-ups after that. Still. Oh, I almost avoided that Jojo Bo Rigby. Taking good chance that Meme, thinking that Rigby will use the projectiles. He will avoid it by taking some distance, but still good edge guard by Rigby. And here we go, one more point and Rigby will reset the bracket. Let's see. What will coming up next? A pretty close match to both rounds, and now going to fourth round. It looks pretty hard. Let's see if Meme wins the fourth round and keeping up that momentum, or Rigby will take out and reset the bracket and going against to win another 3 points. Interesting match that we are having right now in grand finals, and of course we will record. We are recording this as well as all the battles we have covering up here in the stream. We can upload on the YouTube channel Treehouse Tournament, so you can look it up and subscribe the channel. Now here we go, fourth round and final destination. I don't know if it's a good choice for Meme though. Let's see what happens, honestly. I'm pretty curious why he chose it, but let's see. Any thoughts that would be pretty different though by strategies. Rigby pretty smart, knowing that he will be far away, so he will keep chasing with that PK Thunder against Meme. Trying to use it downers. Still, Rigby taking some distance. He's being smart by doing his best by covering up with most of the air attacks, but if he's far away, he's using the PK Thunders or the PK Fires, but right now he's pretty close against him. Trying to use a good edge guard, but he couldn't make it. Rigby being with a lot of advantage with that percent of damage, almost taking out the first stock of Meme in this fourth round. Trying to nail that nair, but barely connects it. With a little bit of trade by that grab. RIGBY desperate to use that Big Thunder to keep the pressure, and so he will expect to Meme to be closer to him so he can grab. Almost reading that roll, but RIGBY doing pretty well by the spacing and knowing that he will stay there on the ground. Nice choice by Meme, trying to avoid that thunder and waiting for the response, but still he wasn't able to punish against his foe. Still RIGBY almost taking out that first stock by that big thunder, but that back throw will take it away. And here we go again, RIGBY. He needs to be pretty smart about it. Looks like Meme is doing a pretty good job at some punishments, but now RIGBY taking the chance there's no platforms with that little combo. And here we go, Meme trying to use the chains of up tilts and uppers. And hitting that big thunder, he wasn't able to use a nair or downer or even the backer, and connected by that big thunder and take out another stock. RIGBY taking that little momentum, he might be able to reset the bracket. Meme needs to be way more careful than before, one stock away. Avoiding those. Nice choice by making him as an egg, but he will be able to make more damage. Trying his best to connect any attacks though, but he hasn't had any luck. Trying to do some cool stuff, but at the end, Meme responding with those attacks and executing that up smash was able to delete that second stock. One stock away to win another round by Meme, but still 46%. Almost destroying that shield, but let's remember, the shield of Meme as Yoshi is pretty strong, but he needs to be careful. Nice choice by Meme, using the air touch though, almost being connected by that big thunder and end up losing that last stock and get reset to the loser brackets. Here we go again, that up smash, but still trying to connect that force smash, he wasn't able, but that second try, good trade by both players though. Trying his best though. I don't know if Meme will take the chance to use the down B and destroy that shield though, but it looks pretty hard. The attacks of RIGBY, the air attacks are pretty strong. Meme trying to use the projectiles, thinking that he will roll, but he indeed roll, taking that out with that upper, almost making that spike, connecting that egg. Trying to make that nair connected, but almost getting out of it. Nice. No connected by that dash attack. I think he was thinking about using another movement, but the game confirmed the command by that dash attack though. And that backer in a miracle way takes out the 4th round.
Yoshi wins.
Pretty hard situation by both players. If RIGBY wins, we will reset the bracket and go to set 2. But if Meme takes the last round, the possibly last round on the winners brackets of this grand final, he will be the champion. This time he won on the final destination. The last time it was pretty bad against Meme though, since RIGBY had that little momentum. But now we are noticing that now Meme is getting with that getting to know that strategy of RIGBY. Let's see how it goes. Waiting for both players to come back to the ring though. Let's see. stage is gonna be. Here we go. Just looks like it's gonna be Battlefield. Here we go. 5th round, possibly the last on Battlefield. Let's see. RIGBY as Ness, a pretty good job on this grand finals. Facing against Joker and now facing against Meme. Let's see, he will reset the jab. This is the brackets. This is the downer. Not doing a follow-up, but still they keep that pressure against him. But now, connecting that PK fire. Meme was able to get away from that little trap though. Remember that if you are trapped on that PK fire, you will be more damaged by some air attacks or another PK fire. Nice use by the downer, making more damage against him. Nice up smash, looking for that spike, not able to connect it. Connecting that PK fire, but wasn't able at all to make a really good follow-up. Let's see his next follow-up. Now RIGBY taking a lot of disadvantage, by those platforms very close, and also the short stage though. But both players had this almost same advantage and cons about this one. Advantages and disadvantages, since it's a short stage, but also the platforms are quite big, also pretty close. Many of them will be interrupted by some of the projectiles of Yoshi and also some big thunders, but still, both of them could manipulate those platforms to cover up at the upper side of the stage of the platform if one of the characters will go against him. Using those downers, wasn't able to connect at all, but still that fortune almost connected that Nair and taking out the first stock of Ness. Nice thinking by RIGBY using the PK fire, but still wasn't able to do a very good follow-up. Both of the players desperate to use any air attacks or any force smash to just delete those stocks. RIGBY trying to use the PK Thunder against him, but he wasn't able. Nice punish by Meme, but he couldn't follow up longer. That Jojo destroying that egg though. Meme needs to be really careful since he is over 100% of damage. One throw and it will be exactly like that, losing that first stock, so RIGBY will stabilize his situation. RIGBY trying his best, desperately using all his projectiles to connect those and have an opportunity to make a follow-up after that, but he wasn't able. Yoshi is a pretty hard character, fast with a second super armor jump and also with some good attacks but quite short. Desperate RIGBY to use and connect any air attacks, but now Meme using that little reset jab. 65%, making him an egg. Doing another up smash, thinking that he will come back on doing an air dodge. Connecting that PK fire, but Meme again avoiding that follow-up, that possible follow-up. For now, Meme is taking that little momentum for now and takes that second stock. Possibly the last stock of RIGBY. He needs to be really careful on this one. If he wins, if Meme wins, he will be the champion on this Treehouse tournament. Almost connecting that PK Thunder. Good choice by Meme by just air dodging, thinking that he will possibly go up and just losing out that second stock. Still, RIGBY is keeping that pressure. Now this time it was pretty late for RIGBY to respond, but it was a good trade by connecting that little electricity that it was surround him. Still, It's pretty hard for Meme to just go and stay on the ground before Rigby do another air attack, but that back throw takes it all. Last stock of Meme about these winners brackets. If Rigby wins, it will be a reset bracket, and both of them will go in the loser brackets for the grand final set 2. Connecting very quickly, a lot of projectiles and a lot of fair combos. Now, it's a close match. Could be anyone's win. He needs to be careful, Meme, but now responding with that option, thinking about going to another way and trying to do that fair though. Almost connecting that force match, but responding that nair. Wanting to finish this once for all. I think he didn't expect to connect that X, so he can follow up with that fair though. But still, he's keeping it, and that backer, I think with all that rage, Meme takes the last stock of Rigby and wins the tournament. What a match. What a round. What a battle. What a grand finals. Rigby almost taking out the last stock of Meme to reset the bracket. Almost possible, but barely, with that last hit of the backer of that little tail of Yoshi. Takes out the opportunity for Rigby to try again and to try to reset the bracket. Meme avenging his brother Joker barely before Rigby reset the brackets. Pretty good job by both players, to Meme, to Rigby, and also to Joker. A pretty good matches in this tournament that we have covered up, and of course it will be recorded. It has been recorded already, and we will go as soon as possible upload our YouTube channel Treehouse Tournament.